Hello and welcome to the Build-A-Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes, or you could just be a lurker, and being a lurker is cool too. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. I believe that this will be what do I usually say? A chill evening. I feel like tonight might be a little chill vis-a-vis viewership, as many people are watching the Game Awards for some reason. So right off the bat, I'll say, I did put up a poll a couple weeks ago saying like, hey, should I stream the Game Awards? Because you can co-stream. And I was like, should I do that? And Patreon was like, yes. But Twitter was like, no. And so I went with not doing it. And I'm glad, because I could have forced myself to enjoy it by streaming and hanging out. But it would have been a long stream. And I don't enjoy award shows. Even if people I know and love are about to win awards, I still don't really love it. And I'm not breaking new ground when I say that the Game Awards are trailers first, awards second. So much so that cool awards are given out before the show starts. Like Mobile Game of the Year to Marvel Snap happens before the official show, the pre-show, which they air and show people, but is not part of the show. That won an award, and there were a couple other awards, and there were also game trailers in the pre-show, which is weird. So suffice to say, I wasn't like, I started watching it and I was like, that's okay. I'm just gonna like read through the Twitter feeds of like Cheapy D or whatever, and just like see what got announced. I know Hades 2 got announced, and I'm excited for that. Supergiant Games making a sequel to Hades. Very smart of them. Very cool of them. Great game. So Hades was a great game. So excited about Hades 2. And then like the Celeste folks, or some of the Celeste folks, are making another game, and Lena Raine is doing music for that game, and that's coming out in like 2024, and that's cool. And then like some studio is making their version of Gang Beast that looks bad, and I know that's coming out next year. And Daniel Craig was there. And that's about it, all I know from the Game Awards. There's an Among Us mode that's coming. I know that. I believe coming tomorrow. And Vampire Survivors is out on mobile. It might be right now, but it's coming to mobile and might already be out for Android in some regions. But yeah, if you really want to play Vampire Survivors on your phone, you'll be able to do that pretty soon. And I think that's pretty neat. And that's about all I know from the Game Awards. Yeah. All right. I'm going to... And then I'll say this before we even get into the model kit building. I do not have COVID post PAX Unplugged. 2 people I have heard have COVID out of that event. Both were people working booths at PAX. They were both there on the show floor. One of whom I know personally and hung out with, always masked because it was only at the convention. We did not see each other outside of the convention, but we were there in the convention, masked up. And they are currently recovering. And the other person is a friend of a friend who is an exhibitor, who I don't know personally, but I hope as well feels better soon. So there's that. Again, no indication that I have COVID. I have survived another convention or event without it, which is great news for me. So I'm going to reply on my own tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. I would love a few more friends here. Let's be real. Like, I'm happy for everybody that is here watching the stream. Thank you very much. Appreciate you very much for spending some time with me. But the more the merrier. There is a threshold where too many people are watching the stream. We are not at that threshold right now. I have only experienced that a couple times. We got a big raid once from Abby Russell, and it was too many fucking people for my style of really engaging with chat. I had to like stop engaging with chat, and I don't love that. The only other time I've done that is when we played Smack Talk Showdown, and I had guests. I didn't pay attention to chat because we were interacting and doing comedy performance, and so I wasn't interacting with chat. But for the most part, I do really pay attention to y'all. So it's weird when I can't. Let's go to the overhead now. We'll actually let's draw a little bit there. Great. We have finished the upper portion. Obviously, there's a backpack, there's wings, because this thing is a transformation. But from the base model of the Dark Hound, we have completed the upper half. We are starting to work on the waist here. And then we will start working on the legs. And that is tonight's model kit agenda is legs and or finish the waist and then work on the legs. So we'll get F out here to get going on that. So we'll get that going, and E and C, and we'll start finishing up some of these parts here, which is good. We're working on the front of the waist. I believe the side skirt elements we do not complete until the legs are on, so the waist technically isn't done, but we'll be moving on to the legs once we complete these parts here. So, you know, when I say, oh, the legs are almost done, that's what I mean by that. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see. Age-2. Only one person I know at PAX. Or two people that I know that have come down with COVID. And one of those person, it may have been travel right after the event. It might not even be the event itself. But still, in the course of, you know, the reason they were traveling was to do the convention. And then suddenly it was not good after the convention was over, which is a damn shame. And we wish them the best. Wish them well. Let's see. A couple of news items. So a couple different places are reporting on this, but the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is weighing in, and they are they've chosen to file a complaint against the Activision Microsoft deal. So they are looking to block that deal. But it should be made clear at this point, we should mention that that the agency is not seeking an injunction to stop the deal from closing, because they are filing a complaint within its own administrative court and not federal court. And that is the big thing to note about that, is that this is a complaint, not a serious attempt at blocking it. So it is mostly it seems like from reporting that Microsoft is like, hey, look, we're going to make sure that things don't appear in different places, like that appear in other places, and we're making assurances that this will happen and all that. This seems to be an attempt to get them to keep their promises in that regard, especially in light of the European Union's own investigations. Let's see. And they're actually, one of the FTC was looking at a lot of stuff from the ZeniMax deal, the Bethesda ZeniMax deal. Microsoft decided to make several Bethesda titles. This is from the FTC statement. Microsoft decided to make several Bethesda titles, including Starfield and Redfall, Microsoft exclusives, despite assurances it had given the European antitrust authorities that it had no incentive to withhold games from rival consoles. So Microsoft has already done this, and that is enough for apparently one of the reasons the FTC was like, hey, we don't like this. But it is not a complete blocking. It is just a argument against, or a complaint, I should specify. So will this actually be any issue? It might actually become an issue because it might benefit the European Union, who is looking to block this, to have that information as well. So who knows? Can't say for sure. I am no goddamn expert when it comes to these things. Let me just check this here. All right. Well, let's see. So that was this was reporting from Axios, because Washington Post had an article here that seemed to maybe more imply, oh, shit's coming here, and kind of explored the history of it. So, there's plenty of things there. Because the European Union has opened an inquiry into the deal. Inquiry, say that 5 times fast. I won't. Into the deal. So, are these things going to get blocked? No. Is consolidation among huge companies bad? Of course it is. Is it somewhat laughable from my perspective as someone that not only covers video games but also anime stuff, that Sony is the company that's just like about it, considering they bought Funimation, killed the deal that Funimation and Crunchyroll had, the partnership, and then bought Crunchyroll, merged them together, and then made it so that the week after free shows is now gone. Now a couple episodes of some shows can be watched for free, with ads, I should say. Thus making it far more likely that people will pirate things instead of watching ads. Because those people were not going to get Crunchyroll memberships. They were, come on. So Sony has done its own shenanigans in that realm. So to me, it is not. It is a little funny that they're the ones that are like, oh, but competition, and it'll ruin us if people aren't going to play Call of Duty because they can get it for there. They're not going to play it on us and all of their stuff. Though obviously, I'm not here saying Microsoft should definitely be purchasing Activision. I'm not here to say that at all. Basically, I do not. While it is fair to say that for some people, the consumer will win if suddenly a bunch more games are available on Microsoft's, on Game Pass. But what if Game Pass becomes shitty because they don't feel like it has to be that good? Which, of course, it will at some point. If they are not paying a lot of money to people to have their games on their service because they suddenly decide that, hey, our service does not need y'all. We got this. Then it will be, like you want to be on our service, not we want you on our service. Then it will not be pro-consumer in that respect. All right, the waste is done. We'll go back here on the old Twitter machine. This is what I would call a very fucking light evening. To see ya in chat. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm thinking that maybe instead of streaming, I should have not streamed tonight. Maybe I should have done it yesterday. I don't know. It would have been weird, though, because then I would have streamed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that's too many days in a row for me, your friend Pat, to be streaming. But yeah, it's all right. But we're hanging out. I'm excited about that. We're going to talk about some wrestling. We finished the waste. Oh no, sorry. There's a part of the waste I didn't build yet. What am I saying? Who am I right now? Can't believe that. How dare I? Good. I got a whole segment I haven't done yet. We got to do the back skirt that becomes, I believe, part of the transformation when it gets its flight mode. Got to do that. Put that on there. Pop that over there. A6. channel line this now while we can. Well, it's here. We can see it. And then we'll get this parts connected and get the waist done. And we can move on to the legs, and it'll be leg day over here on the old Build-A-Bear workshop. I know everybody was jonesing for leg day. Let's see. What else we got here? Okay. All right. I guess now is a good time to talk wrestling. We've got to talk some wrestling. There will be some wrestling this Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So I will give my preview tonight, and then we will do the review on Saturday, because the event will be over way before the stream starts, because it's starting at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I almost said 7 p.m. Eastern time. No, it's 4 p.m. Eastern time. Ring of Honor Final Battle. It is apparently somewhat of an experiment to see if they can get away with doing early shows like this for Ring of Honor. I believe there is an NXT event that night as well, so this was probably getting out of there. Now, I personally prefer Sunday pay-per-views because I don't do things Sunday evening, so that way I can watch it and enjoy myself. But if it's going to be on a Saturday afternoon is way better for me, because I'll just slip out at a certain point, have dinner, and then come back. Because living with my folks, we eat at 5 p.m., which is, I know, very early. But that is how we live around here. So I'll pop out for dinner and pop back, find out what I missed during it, and then of course I'll talk about the whole show that evening on the stream, which should be pretty fun. And I might even see if I can get the people that I'm watching with to like rewind the recording so I can see what I missed. Who knows though? Can't confirm nor deny that that'll happen. We should talk about here. Okay, so we've got FTR, which is Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood. You may know them as the Revival from many years ago. We've got FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood versus the Briscoes, which is Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe, the Briscoe brothers. This match was convolutedly announced. This is a double dog collar match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. This is a third in the series. This is, I assume, the Briscoes winning, but I don't know for sure. I don't think they should, because I personally think the Briscoes are garbage. I don't think they're good wrestlers or good humans, but, they're probably going to win the belts so that FTR doesn't have to defend the Ring of Honor titles. That's my guess anyway. I don't know for sure if that's how it's going to go down, but that is my assumption. Oh, I need F17. Why is it a double dog collar match? I don't know. To have any matches on the card with a stipulation it is one of two matches with a stipulation, I should say, but the only match where the stipulation actually happens during the match. The other one happens is a result. There is a concession more than just winning a title or something. So what else we got here? Let me figure out how this goes. It goes like that. Okay, great. Did it. Let's see. Added to that, we have Dalton Castle and the boys, which are the Tate twins, Brandon and Brent, versus the Embassy, which is Brian Cage and Bishop Khan and Leona, who are in the Gates of Agony, the tag team, but with Brian Cage, they represent the Embassy for the trios titles. And I assume that Dalton Castle and the boys will retain, but I don't know for sure. Brian Cage having a belt in Ring of Honor, that could be something. But I could see Dalton and the boys retaining. This rivalry was built on the Embassy on a YouTube show, won a match, and were all tough. And then Dalton came out and non-verbally challenged them to a match. And it was like, okay, Sure. So that's happening. Let's see. Swerve in Our Glory. Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee, who are at odds. And Keith abandoned. So I imagine shenanigans will be afoot in their tag match together. So Swerve in Our Glory versus Shane Taylor Promotions, which is Shane Taylor and JD Griffey. Shane and Keith Lee have history. I could definitely see this being, for some reason, being a setup by Swerve, who is really with Shane, or to facilitate some sort of nonsense. We can do 2 of these at the same time here. All right. It looks like we're doing a lot of this stuff we can do at the same time, which is helpful. We're working on the legs here. We finished the waist. Time to move on to the legs. So we'll get into the legs. Polycaps. Also, I believe, yes, that is the only match on the card that is not for a title. Every other match on this card is a title match. So it is nice to have one match that is, even though it's had pretty much no build on television or on YouTube, has some sort of stakes to it that is personal, which we like. We like those. Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson for the ROH World Television Championship. This is an odd one because did they hire Juice Robinson to be in Ring of Honor, or did they hire Juice Robinson to be in AEW? Because Juice, I can't imagine, is going to be a full-time guy, so I don't necessarily think he should have a belt, but what if he defends that belt in New Japan or on New Japan Strong? Then that could be neat. But I don't think he is doing that. And Samoa Joe right now has 2 titles, but I feel like the TNT title is the one he's going to lose more before he wins the TV title, because it's cool to have Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor, because a lot of people associate him with Ring of Honor. And some people were even speculating that he would be the person to finally defeat Jericho, though I think those plans have changed. Do I know for sure? Of course I don't. This is all conjecture on my part, talking about wrestling. Let's see. I still think Samoa Joe is going to win this one because I think it feels weird to have Juice Robinson do that. I feel like Juice is going to be in weird feuds on AEW more than he's going to be holding a title in Ring of Honor. But again, I don't know for sure. But I do know about... Oh, sorry. Let me just... try it there. Okay. I do know about Mercedes Martinez versus Athena, which is a singles match for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Mercedes has not defended her belt since the last Ring of Honor show and barely made any kind of television appearance to promote this match. I don't necessarily love the idea of Athena winning that belt and being a Ring of Honor person, but I do think it is likely because I do not know for sure if Mercedes is fully signed or not. But Athena with a belt is always cool. Athena in her heel persona at that women's division, getting a lot of people to get some stage time and screen time, going after that title sounds cool. Mercedes chasing as well does also sound cool. So I think I'm going with Athena. Daniel Garcia, the champion, versus Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Wrestling Championship. And it'll be defended under Pure Wrestling rules. So, there's some silly rules for that. Not silly, but different rules for that. So I think this match has to happen early because it sets up what's going to happen later in the night. Storyline-wise, you've got this belief that this is it. This could be it for the Combat Club, the Blackpool Combat Club, but it could also be the new beginning for the Blackpool Combat Club, especially if they win this match. I can see Yuta having the title and Claudio having the title. Both of those gentlemen holding belts, standing tall. I could also see Daniel Garcia retaining and representing on the brand, representing the Appreciation Society. I could see it go either way. I'm going to go with Wheeler Yuta winning for another feel-good win, saying like, hey, at the end of the day, pure wrestling beats sports entertainment and all that. And maybe we get a little soul-searching from Daniel Garcia about how maybe he fucked up. He definitely picked the wrong side. Things of that nature. Let's see. We also got the main event. My assumption of the main event. Now, FTR versus the Briscoes could be the main event. But in my opinion, the main event should be for the World Championship, which in this case is Chris Jericho defending against Claudio Castagnoli in a singles match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. If Claudio loses, he will be forced to join the Jericho Appreciation Society, which is a storyline I don't want to see. I have enjoyed Chris Jericho as a shitty champion. He has had some good title defenses. The period where he was just taking like Ring of Honor champions and then any Ring of Honor champion was an interesting time. I think that was I actually think they could have done that more. And it was kind of a shame that they stopped doing that particular storyline. Okay, I think this is right. And then is it like this? It's actually a little hard to see exactly how this piece is supposed to go here for our leg. So I'm doing my best with it. And then if I messed up, I will find out later if I screwed up or not. But I think I have done this correctly. I believe that is how this is supposed to go. Again, I don't know for sure. But let me search ahead here. Oh, we got the feet, all that. Yeah, that does look right. Okay. Yeah, that looks probably correct. Possibly right. We'll find out later, but I think I did this properly. Always fun to not know. Okay, so that. And then this goes. Yeah, this looks right. Okay. And then this goes like that. We'll find out later if I am doing this correctly or not. Let's see. What else we got? So here's the thing. Jericho has been a good champion, as I was saying. But, and big but on this one, him being a good champion is still not the same as me wanting him to continue to be champion. And to the storyline of Claudio being forced to be in the Jericho Appreciation Society and dealing with all of that, it just sounds painful. It just sounds like something I don't particularly want to engage with. So I would prefer not to engage with that. And the easiest way for me to not engage with that is to have it not happen. So my hope is that it doesn't. This is my hope. So I am rooting for Claudio to win that match, therefore making it so that we don't have to deal with that storyline. All right, so this does not look the same, which means I did one of these wrong, but I don't know which one is right and which one is wrong. I think this is right. Nope. Mm-mm. Sorry. I now at this point I'm just talking to the people who are watching this later on archive, either through YouTube or through the Twitch. But yeah, all right. So I think this is right. Again, I will find out later if I have done this incorrectly, but this seems correct. So we're going to go with that. I'll find out later if I did those wrong, and we can adjust then. All right, let's get... we can still do these two at a time, so we're going to need some... We're going to need 4 of PC-19. Yeah, so that is Ring of Honor's final battle. It looks interesting. I'm not going to say for sure that it's going to be the strongest thing in the world, but like the matches all look good. I do not believe that we'll have a 0 hour, so this is going to be the full card. Friday was taped, so Friday's Rampage was taped, where you theoretically could have set up for this, but I have not heard any spoilers. I've heard spoilers of like who showed up to face Orange Cassidy, and that kind of thing, but I have not seen any spoilers of like, hey, this match got added or this stipulation got added. So I don't know. There could be another match, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches. So 7 matches is pretty good for an afternoon, I should say, of wrestling. An early afternoon if you are on the West Coast, which I am not. I am on the East Coast, so it is later afternoon into the evening. But yeah, should be a pretty good card. See, we'll get that going there. And I know for my friends in the United Kingdom, this is an awesome idea. The idea of an early afternoon show in the U.S. is apparently very good for our UK friends, or some of our international friends. So that's nice. We just hit, let's see what happened here. Unfortunately, it looks like somebody's sub needs to get renewed. We are down to 39 subscribers, so I am putting the signs back up here. Goal is to get back to 40. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, you definitely do that. And we're dropping in viewership as soon as I start talking about subscriber numbers. Some people were like, I'm out of here, and that's okay. If you're watching this later on the VOD, or if you're watching this on YouTube or here on Twitch after, thank you very much for hanging out. I am indeed, at this very moment, at this exact moment right now, I am talking to you, person watching this later after the fact, and not talking to a single person who is watching live. And that is, I would describe as disappointing. This is indeed, this might be the worst attendance for a Build with Baer of 2022. Occasionally, my gaming streams or my bonus streams do not do particularly well, but it is very rare that my build streams do this poorly. We'll chalk it up to so many people watching the Game Awards, I guess. I hope that at the 10 o'clock hour, people are not watching the Game Awards and have stopped watching it and instead want to see what a streamer they like is doing. I was about to say their favorite streamer, but that's presumptuous of me. I don't want to be presumptuous that I am anyone's favorite streamer. I will say that some people do often, not always, but often watch these streams. I guess I'm going to make a note to myself to not stream during the Game Awards next year and just take the stream off, or stream the Game Awards. I haven't decided if that would have... I still don't know if that was actually the right choice. I think it wasn't the right choice because people were... I think this was the way to go, that people were like not particularly interested in having me watch the Game Awards and hang out while I watched the Game Awards and talked about the Game Awards. I still think that was the right choice, but I actually think the real right choice was the third option, which was not stream on that Thursday. But I took Saturday off because of PAX, so like I didn't want to miss 2 in like 2 weeks. I will say that my streaming schedule for the rest of this month is I'm still going to just stream no matter what. New Year's Eve, going to stream. I enjoy streaming on New Year's Eve, so we're going to do it. It'll be a model kit building stream. I will model kit for 2 hours, and then we will do something else for another hour, and then ring in the new year on the East Coast. What we're going to do that other hour, I don't know yet, and I will probably be soliciting opinions on that. But the plan right now is that I am going to... I put these on wrong. Damn it. That I am going to do a New Year's Eve stream. Model kit building and then gaming. Maybe like Jackbox, maybe, depending on the... Yeah, you know what? Not maybe. Definitely. I'm talking out loud right now. But we're going to do Jackbox on to ring in the new year because I find that to be a fun way to ring in the new year. So we'll do that. I put these on upside down, and I assume that would be a problem. Okay, so this needs to go like this. So how does this connect to that? Okay. That. So yeah, that's the plan. But the 25th, Christmas Day, I will be doing 24th, Christmas Eve, I'll be doing a stream because I had dinner with the folks, but we're not doing. I don't think we have any guests for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So right now the plan is to just have a stream that night. I do have a Lego set that is coming tomorrow, I believe. So I will have I will shoot a video tomorrow, and then Saturday we'll go up there. But yeah. My friend David bought me the Penguin Lego set and sent me the tracking number, so that is coming tomorrow, and I will shoot a Build with Baer mailbag video tomorrow, and then that'll go out to everybody on Saturday because that's how I do those. All right, so then this is gonna go like this. Put that there. Put that there. Put that there. Did I also do this one right? I thought I did. The other leg, when I start putting that together, will work out just fine because I will have learned from this one what I'm just doing wrong here. All right, so this piece has got to go like that. So maybe I did this one wrong. Damn. Is that right? If I do it like that... Yes. This is how this should look, huh? Okay. And this is the smaller one. That's going to go like that. And then this is the bigger one, so that goes in the back. It goes up. Like that. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. And now I can put this here. And that is how it's supposed to look. Okay. That took a lot longer than it should have, but it's done. So anyway, the plan is that I will not be taking any more time off, no streams off for the rest of the month. Normal Tuesday bonus streams, the new normal Tuesday bonus streams, regular streams, as always. Whatever I'm working on Christmas Eve stream, I will take a pause from whatever that kit is, so that I can work on whatever is coming through. I'll take a pause on whatever I'm building for that stream, so that instead I can work on the Lego Penguin set and then go back to what I'm working on there. I have decided not to work on that wreath this year. I'm going to give that a year off because I didn't really love that Lego set that I built last year, and there's like a second part of it that I could build this year, but I decided that instead of that, I'm just going to chill and do just build a Lego Penguin set, which again, my buddy Dave bought, which is awesome. Hey, Dustin Forrester just said, hey, Pat, I never know what to say here. Subscribing here 20 months. Going to hit the old applause there. Thank you very much, Dustin. And then by renewing your subscription, it means that we are back up to 40. So thank you very much. Also, thanks for being here, Dustin. This is what I like to call a very fucking chill evening. But yeah, we're back up to 40. Thank you for renewing yourself. Yeah, this is real chill. We got a real light crowd here tonight, which is okay. I assume a lot of people are watching the Game Awards. I hope the Game Awards end and people decide to come here after that. And if they don't, that's also okay. Just going to quickly check this here. We'll do that. But yeah, I was just talking about my streaming schedule for... What the hell? Keep getting annoying pop-ups here on Twitter. Maybe it's done. It looks like it might be done. But I don't know. Oh, there's Diablo. Hey, guess what? Diablo. Uh, but it looks like it's not over yet. They just did an ad for a Diablo thing. So, cool. Cool. But yeah, my streaming schedule should be good. Christmas stream, Christmas Eve stream, I should say. New Year's Eve stream. Again, I do not know. Well, I do know. I said I didn't know going into tonight's stream what I was going to do on New Year's Eve. But now I know that for 2 hours, I'm going to be... for 2 hours, I will be model kit building. And then when those 2 hours are up, oh, look out. It'll be time for me to play some Jackbox Party Pack 9 with people, and then we'll ring in the new year. I somehow managed to screw this one up too. I screwed it up the first time, and then I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to nail it this time. And then I went ahead to go do it again, and definitely almost screwed it all up again. All right, so this is that one. Yes. And then that goes up there. So this goes up here. This goes down here. And then we'll be good on that. Oops. Sorry. Ha ha ha. There. So that look right, that looks right, and then this goes and connects this. Yeah, all right, we did it. And that one took far less time to figure out what I was doing wrong, which is always cool. The nice thing is that, we're technically working on, we can do a lot of the legs here at the same time, which is very helpful, because then we'll just have to, assemble it and then put the feet on and then do the, connectors for the legs and all that, because it's fairly symmetrical, which is helpful. All right, then we'll make sure that we're putting this on right. Figure out how to do that. I did have a question about guest stars, and I'll just kind of let you all know right now. I do not have any plans for any guests. I would like to have guests come in. It will probably not be through guest stars and not be video. It will most likely be audio guests in a Discord format where they could just hang out. I believe that is going to be the best way to do that, but I would like to have guests on the streams in the future, because that rules. It's very fun to have guests hang out and chat and do all that. It is, you gotta book people and see if they're available and find the time, and my streaming schedule is pretty wide open, but I could do the hey, let me know when you're available, and then maybe have multiple guests if that doesn't work out. But I don't know. We'll try to do that. Because I don't know. It's fun to have those streams where I can talk to people and see what's going on with them. That shit's fun. So that is the hope, that there will be future appearances of us chatting about stuff and seeing what's up. I am not going to do a pause for the cause tonight, but if you are watching this after the fact on YouTube, you can find the show links in the show description. You can find links to a bunch of videos that I made. I put out a whole list on Twitter of my videos this week, because I technically had a bunch of videos this week, which is rare for me. I usually just have at most 2, but I had 3 this week between I'll just look at them right now. Between Improvised Postmortem, which I have not had a new episode in a while, and we already have as many views on that as I did a year ago, just about. So that's already great. After 4 days of being up, as many people have watched, almost as many people watch it as they watched the last year's. So that's good. I have a new episode of Do You Remembaer, which for some reason went up and is wrong on my... Oh, that's weird. The playlist here has it listed in the wrong order. So I'm going to try to do that. And hopefully that will save it. I don't know why, but it got in the wrong order. About Edwin Hubble, And I do have an episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club, my favorite manhwa, which is so it's Pat Baer's Manhwa Club instead of Pat Baer's Anime Club, which I was very happy to be able to talk about some South Korean comics that I like, some of which I've talked about on stream. I think at least one I don't think I have talked about here, so that was kind of fun to be able to be like chat about those things because I enjoy South Korean comics, so it was fun to be able to kind of chat about them. All right, so we'll put this here, and then this goes in this. These legs, just like the arms, are pretty annoyingly complicated for the simple reason that this kit transforms, and I think it tries to do a good job of transforming. Like, we'll find out later if this actually does a good job of transforming. I have my doubts just because of past experience with transformations of model kits into flight mode. I think the Kyrios was a good transformation, but I believe that was the only one that was like the last one that I was like, oh, this is actually really good looking. Most of the time it is kind of garbo. So the hope is that this is actually going to be a good transformation when the time comes. All right, I have more G's to put on here. Yeah, this whole leg thing is, every part of this leg is, it's weird. I think it'll work out okay, but it's all odd looking. All right, so that goes like that. Okay. All right, yeah, now we got to put a polycap on here. So we'll do that. The second hour, I am going to talk about anime because I don't know what else to do with my second hour other than talk about anime. I do have 3 shows to talk about because I did not talk about Spy Family on Monday, but I do have that to talk about because I ended up watching it. Because normally I would talk about it on Saturday, but shenanigans. I think I'm gonna start we're almost at the season now, folks, where I start watching the stuff that I skipped. Because people are like, hey, you should check this out. Because I do have some stuff that I just watch on my schedule, but there are a few shows that, like, I guess I'm gonna watch the Maid War show. Like, I don't know if I actually will, but I know a few people that really like it. And there's a terrible harem romantic comedy anime that apparently takes some interesting turns. And I don't think I'm actually going to watch it, but I might just watch like the latest episode just to see what the fucking deal is, because people have been talking about this weird, the weird move that this show has been making. So I am like somewhat interested in seeing that. I don't know. If there's a show, leave in the comments if you're like, or in the chat now, if you're like, Pat, you haven't talked about this show, but it's my favorite show this season, or one of my favorite shows this season. Let me know. Unless it's Blue Lock, keep that shit to yourself. I don't want to watch a sports anime where everyone is mean, and I just don't want to watch that. It could turn out that they're actually nice. But I'm already watching Yowamushi Pedal, and that's the nice. Look, that's the feel good sports anime that I actually want to watch. So. Been curious about the Maid Show too. I wrote it off the beginning of the season, but seems like it has a little buzz. Yeah, so sometimes I have to be able to distinguish better if it has buzz or if the anime weirdos that are smart about their anime like it. If my buddy Beach, who is very articulate and very intelligent, I should say, not articulate, very intelligent when it comes to anime, but also some weird shit that I'm never going to watch. And so I'm like, is this good or does just Beej like it? But also Jeff from My Mother's Basement was talking about the Maid War show. And I was like, I can't tell if you just think this is wild or good. So I don't know. Um, but yeah, I've heard some buzz about it, and I just don't know if it's like worth my time. But we are at the point where like I've been dropping shows. Like I only have 2 shows to watch on Saturday because I dropped Bochi and I just dropped Villainous. I'm a villainous, so I'll conquer the final boss because I don't care about the climax of that show. I think the characterization on the show is fun. I still don't know because I've never read the manga. If that show is like, if the anime adaptation is just like going full force and is like just too goddamn much, or if it is a good adaptation and the manga also blazes through that story, but it's telling like what should be 3 seasons of an anime, in my opinion, and I'm just not interested in that because I feel like it doesn't allow like there's an episode where they introduce like 6 characters, and maybe those characters are just tropes and it doesn't matter, but it feels like I don't know anything about those characters, and then they're just around and there, and it's like, oh, these characters should have like something to do. Like, please give these folks like something, and they just don't get anything, and it's very odd to me. So I dropped that, but yeah, I've been dropping stuff, and I don't have like a lot of shows right now. So that now we're getting to the season where, well, so usually it's, hey, everything ended, and now I need to get caught up. But like, there's going to be 2 weeks off for Witch from Mercury, so like that show is going to like take a while to finish up. There was at least one show I watched that started early, like was one of the first shows of the season, so that'll wrap up. What I'll probably end up doing is towards the end of December is I'll be doing like my wrap ups of a show. We will be doing, and I can tell you that that the next Pat Bear's Anime Club Live will be Tuesday, December 27th. And then that video will go out Monday, January 2nd, as like the first video of the year. Because that's just kind of like when the season ends. So the 27th will be the next Pat Bear's Anime Club Live. The 19th will be the next Pat Bear's Anime Club video, and that will be my second annual superlatives list, because I kind of like that. It was like the Pat Bear Awards, basically, the Anime Club Awards. I liked doing that last year. And so I'll do that this year, I think. Again, probably like the show I got into that I didn't think I would, and the like worst animated of the year and that kind of thing. Because there were quite a few. It's actually gonna this year there were a few shows that were just like pulling teeth to watch. So I could see myself having some trouble getting into like narrowing it down, I guess. Let's get I out here. A couple pieces from I. But yeah, so that's the Pat Bear's Anime Club schedule. We'll do our superlatives, and then we'll do our wrap up episode, and then my top 10 will come out. My top 10 will most likely come out on the 16th of January, which gives me the rest of the year to watch. Because, like, I think Witch from Mercury is on my top 10, but I want to get to, like, I want the first season to be either, like, over or close to be over, like, the first part of the core. Like, I kind of, where Spy Family fits on my top 10 list depends on if they stick the landing, because the first half of Core 2 was really fucking strong, but the last few episodes have felt like filler. Like, even if they are part of the manga, it hasn't felt as strong. So, like, can I say the Spy Family is, like, my favorite show of the year? Like, it's up there, but is it really my favorite show? Like, yeah, it kind of isn't my favorite show, because I think the last couple episodes have been kind of weak. Like, I understand. Once you have, like, dogs that have bombs strapped to them, and you got to fight that, like, and then also that dog, like one of those dogs is cool as hell and like becomes a member of the family. Like it's hard to just be like, okay, now what else happens? But it's been a little, so like, I don't know. So I'm giving myself a little time. Also, I have not been, I will tell you right now, I have not been asked at this point to do a top 10 list for Giant Bomb. If they ask me to do it, I will. Hard agree on Spy Family. Oh, thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. Also, thanks for being here, Dustin, I should say, because attendance is a little chill tonight, so I appreciate you being here. And also renewing your subscription, but yeah, it's just general, just hanging out. Okay, so this is going to go like that. Again, as we put all this together, I will find out if I'm doing this correctly or not, because this is a 2010 kit, so there's not a lot of guidance in English on this kit. So I'm just kind of going by like, this seems right. But yeah, Giant Bomb as of right now has not asked me to do a top 10 list. I don't know if they're doing top 10 lists with guests. They did them in January, right? So basically, if towards the end of December they haven't asked, that's fine. I say that only because if they ask me to do it, then I will have to, put my video up early, depending on that schedule, because I would want my video to go live at the same time that their text goes live, or at least around it, because that would make more sense. Because then it's like the idea is that people will read the article and then go watch the video, or just watch the video if the video is embedded in my article. Some people will just skim the article, look for the shows they like, and then have like a comment about how they're surprised I didn't like a show that they like, which happens every year. Have you ever tried using Google Lens on Japanese instructions? It's like a magic translation window. I have not thought of that, Dustin, about using my phone to like read the text there. That's a good suggestion. I appreciate that. That has not been something that I have considered, and I certainly probably should consider that at some point. So yeah, I will take that under advisement. That might be beneficial. It wouldn't necessarily help y'all watching, because I wouldn't have it. I would just have it on my phone, and then I would have to like put my phone underneath the screen and all that. So, but for me to be able to go like, I don't know what this says, but there's text here, and I can kind of judge like, oh, you want the flat side on this and the ridge side or whatever, the other side on that. Okay, I think that's what that means. But like, yeah, I should probably look at Google Lens, and that would probably help with some old instructions. You're not wrong. I'm going to actually just make a note of that. I got to do that because... okay, we'll put that there. Go there. Okay. Okay. All right. Very funny. Sorry, I just saw that. It might be a little fiddly to do live, but you could take translated screenshots to refer to maybe. Yes, Dustin, that is accurate. That like if there's instructions in here on a that I could use that to as a reference, and then follow through, like, and have it like, oh, hey friends, I actually know what this means. Like later, show it off on the stream. But also it might just be helpful to have just for me, even if I don't want to share it with people, just so I can like look at it and go, so what does this mean? Oh, it means that. Oh, that's what this part of the kit is instructing me to do. Okay. Like that might just be helpful for me to do stuff. All right, I need K and H. K and H. K is here. We need K14. Let's save that there. All right, let's talk about some anime. We were already talking about anime. It's the second hour. I'm not going to go through my whole spiel of like, hey, Pat Bear's Anime Club, or like, hey, watch my stuff, join the Twitter, all that. I will just, say that if you've been thinking about sending Pat Bear something for Christmas, you don't have to wait until actual Christmas to do that. But my Amazon wish list is up to date. Has some good stuff on that wish list that I would love to build on stream. And there are some deals on a few model kits and Lego sets and stuff. There's some holiday deals still happening there. So take a look at that. You know the link. But I would still like to build things, and you could buy them for me to build. The usual. But let's talk about. So the one problem I have right now is that Spy Family, as I said, is, I don't want to say boring, but I will say that I am not currently fully invested in what's happening on Spy Family, and that it is a little bit of going through the. It feels like maybe it didn't need to be a 2-part if this is what we're getting. That's kind of my vibes on it. I really like it. I still like the family and the group dynamic. But like, I don't know. I'm waiting for the action to heat up. Anyway, if you watched last week's episode and you were like, the thing I want most from Spy Family is I very much need more from Nightfall, the assistant, the other spy who is assisting Lloyd and is clearly deeply in love with Lloyd. I definitely need more of this this character. Well, you're in luck because she was all over this episode. So basically, Lloyd and Fiona disguise themselves as a married couple to be in an underground tennis tournament, which is just, I've been waiting since like I watched this episode to be able to say that, because it is so silly. It is such a silly thing that I got to say out loud. Okay, so this goes like that, goes like that, goes like that. All right. I think I've got this part of the leg done here. Now we can do the other part of this leg. It is just to me very fun and funny that I gotten to say the phrase underground tennis tournament. That is just a very silly thing that I get to say out loud. Let's see, what else do I need here? I'll need those soon. Now I need G28. I got that. I got 23, so I need the eye pieces here. Okay, let's get some eye in here. What else was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, they want to win a painting because the painting contains the location of, what was it? A dossier. And they defeat all the opponents, and they get to the finals against Campbell's children, because Campbell is running this thing. But it turns out he's rigging the tournament so that his kids can get an advantage and hopefully win, because he sucks. Despite that, Lloyd is like, I'm doing it, for the country and all that. To which, of course, Fiona, a.k.a. Nightfall, is like, this is why I love him. And it's weird, because, like, I am starting to like this character who I had no real connection to throughout the rest of these episodes. I think last week's episode as well was kind of like, yeah, all right. Yeah, okay, Nightfall, all right. But also Nightfall was thinking that she's better suited to be with Lloyd and therefore was going to try to break up the family unit. And we can't have that, because we can't have that. We got to keep that family unit strong and together. Can't go messing with that. Not going to work. That doesn't help anybody. Doesn't help Anya at all. You know what was great though? Like, even if I don't think that episode was particularly that strong, because I don't think that episode was particularly that strong, the thing that was good, that was just like unbelievably good, was this lovely episode of Do It Yourself. Do It Yourself, one of the best shows this season. The feel good, the girls doing things show that I would recommend, because Bochi can sometimes be emotionally devastating, even though it's great. And management of a novice alchemist is weird. It's kind of a weird pro-capitalist thing that I'm like a little shaky on loving. But Do It Yourself, I absolutely adore. I think it is weird and fun, and the characters are just lovely. So I'm a big supporter of this show. And in this episode, so the DIY Club, like we found out last episode, it was like drama finally happened because they've been working on this treehouse project, right? They've been gathering materials from businesses and raising some funds to buy some stuff, and they've been going through this whole process. And we found out at the end of the last episode, where stuff is missing. Like, there's stuff that should be here, and we don't know where it is. What happened? And, you know, like, did somebody steal it? Was it one of the schools? So apparently, there was a scheduling error, and the stuff was marked accidentally as hazardous materials, which it clearly wasn't, but okay. And so that stuff was removed, and all their hard work is gone. And then, in a very nice appearance, or Miku, Miku goes to cheer up Serafu. And it's very funny because you think Serafu is like lost and like kind of defeated, but she was just in her own little world thinking about what they could do, because they come to the same conclusion. You see Miku like drop all pretense of being a tsundere character and just be honestly like just a sweetheart, but she's just like, look, you could just ask people around the neighborhood for their stuff instead of like businesses, and you've got like that bulletin board system. You could just like make requests because people have like broken stuff around here, and like, why not ask them if they want to get rid of it, because they'd rather give it to you than, you know, like put it in the landfill or whatever. And she's just like, and isn't that like what the DIY club is all about, doing it yourself? She's like, and apparently other folks in the DIY club were also like, wait, we could just ask other people to help us out. So that is the plan. And they start asking around the neighborhood for unwanted materials, start gathering wood and stuff, including Miku has like that bench that used to be between the two houses. She still has wood from that bench, which is like, oh, she kept that stuff. That's lovely. All right, we got through this part of this thing here. More polycaps, more G pieces. We're working on these legs. We're getting a lot of work done tonight. Apparently, turns out, when there are not a lot of people watching live and in chat, I just start building and getting stuff done. Now, would I prefer to have a very active chat with lots of people with a back and forth? Fucking course I would. I would much prefer being derailed constantly while I'm working because people have things that they want to talk about, or they're responding to things that I've been talking about. Oh, I would love that. That is the preferred method. But I guess we found out that if I don't have a lot of people watching, I just start getting shit done. Do it yourself. So they get about half the stuff they need, and then it turns out, hey, the school nurse is like, you might not know this, but the reason I'm the club advisor for this group isn't because of injuries. It's because I used to be part of the crew. I'm an original member of the DIY club, and I helped build the clubhouse, the shed that you all work in. So I have lots of materials. Here you go. And they've gotten a bunch of stuff. And then Serafu was like, hey, please help us build our treehouse. Like, you helped, encourage me, and why don't you help out? And so it looks like we're finally going to get Miku in the actual DIY club instead of just being around constantly and having her, one of the members, stay with her because she is a exchange student that doesn't want to live alone. And it's just like, it's getting lovely. This show is great and silly and does have some actual tips about DIY, but is mostly just an excuse for fun characters to interact with each other and have adventures, and it's just lovely. And if I had to recommend any show from this season that was not one of the big ones you already know about, it would probably be Do It Yourself. Because it is just a lovely vibe. It's just like immaculate vibes. I don't know now if it's in my top 10, but it's in my top 20. Oh, I should say this. I don't know what my top 10 is right now. I have not done the work yet for that. I kind of usually build my top 10. I build my top like 20 or whatever, and then start narrowing down, and then start placing stuff in order. But while I'm doing that, that's also when I'm just doing like the year in review, and then getting like the like my awards thing, which will be the next stream, together, because usually it's just like, like, I can say again, the best show that I'm never gonna watch will probably be part 2 or season 2 of like To Your Eternity. Because I'm never going to watch a single moment of To Your Eternity. Because that is the show where characters get introduced with loving tributes so that you will feel something when they are taken away. And I just refuse to watch that. But I hear lovely things about it. I just know I'll never watch it. So that's probably like this year's best show I'm not watching, Like it probably is that. In the same way that like the first season of I right now it escapes me what anime was that, but there have been plenty of shows where I'm like, yep, this show sounds awesome, never gonna see it. Reincarnated Sword is a show I'm watching. Is it the best isekai this season? Yeah. Is that saying much? No. I actually want to see here. I want to see, did Uncle from Another World start new episodes up again? Is that back? Do we have new episodes of From Another World? No, we are still only on episode 7 on Netflix. So I guess that never continued, huh? Or if it did, it still hasn't gotten to episode 8 yet. I'm going to have to investigate. That's definitely a show that I just like, I stopped watching it because they were like, oh, it's going to take a break. And then I just never went back to it. Anyway, Reincarnated Sword. I can actually speak on that now. We're going part of the feet here. These are part of the feet. So we can work on that. I need H and some polycaps. There's so many like leg components here. Really think you would build as you go, but instead we're just building all the components, and then we'll just start putting it together, I guess. It'll be neat once all these parts come together here, but we got to build. The feet also have to be particular because they have to bend because of the flight mode. So these require some effort. But luckily, we're not like building all one leg and then building again. We're building like both sets of components each time, which is I prefer. Anyway, Reincarnated Sword. So we're in trouble here where Fran and Teacher, the sword, are separated. And a lot of skills that Fran uses are just the sword skills. So we've got our Trickster Spider, which is this like way too powerful character to be dealing with without your overpowered intelligent sword. So anyway, Fran and like two of the guys, they keep like traps keep triggered. They're in trouble. The remaining people split up to go find them. And so Teacher is like, okay, I got to pull the trigger on this. The only person who knows that I am an intelligent sword that can talk is Fran. We can trust her because she seems like a good person and she's looking out for Fran. And okay, fine. I'm going to tell Amanda, hey, what's up? What's going on? I can talk. I'm a talking sword. What's up? So he basically is just like, hey, what's up? And then he's like, I have a skill I'm going to use and we can track Fran. So he summons a familiar, an onyx wolf, but the wolf goes crazy because it has too much mana. So then Fran is like, you got to name a familiar and then it will relax. So he's like, fine. Your name is Urusy. And then Urusy immediately is just like, okay. And then also, because he now the wolf is now as a contract with Teacher, the wolf is just like, evolves into a darkness wolf, which I'm going to say right now, friends, looks fucking cool. This is a cool looking wolf now. So now they got the demon wolf there, and he's just like, all right, great. Find Fran. And Fran is in a lot of trouble, but kind of has that like remembrance of being a helpless slave, which is how we were introduced to her, but kind of rallies, and starts fighting like these other spiders with their bare hands, but she knows like she's gonna die. This is not gonna work out. It's just very unlikely because they've all been poisoned. But then teacher and the wolf and Amanda show up, and they hit the spider who like runs away, and then they heal Fran, and then Fran is just like, hey, what's up with this cool wolf? And talks to the wolf. And they're like, hey, Amanda knows what's up. Bart and Victor were knocked out, so they don't hear what's going on. But everybody's just like, okay, well, now somebody knows our secret. Cool. Let's get out of here. But where they get to the rendezvous point, the other people that split off are not there. And the spider is healing and screaming. And then a bird shows up. So some more shit is going to happen with that show. More to come. Oops, yeah, this is coming later. We'll finish these feet up here in a minute or two. But yeah, that's the anime that I've been watching, which was, going good. I still recommend, if you are interested in a good isekai, of the isekai that I'm watching, Reincarnated Sword is the best of those, I believe. Let me double check. Let me double check my what I'm currently watching here. Yeah, is that the only isekai I'm watching right now? I think it is the only isekai that I'm watching right now. Wow, yeah, that is. It's the only isekai this season that I'm currently watching. Because Villainous, I kind of stopped because it's just like, meh. Just kind of wasn't hitting me. And then, I don't have any other ones that I'm currently checking out. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, I have been watching. And that is an isekai, even though the creator says it is not an isekai, but he's a human boy that gets sent to the demon world, and in my mind, the demon world is a different world, so I think it's an isekai. And I think the mangaka is wrong. I think the mangaka is using too literal a belief in their... I think they just don't want to be lumped in because they're doing a adventure comedy set in a fantasy world, and they don't want to be lumped in with isekai, which I understand, but at the same time, no, you're making an isekai. All right, so the short end goes up there, long end goes up there. Let's see. We'll get this done here, so I need I. And then video game stuff. I've just been playing a lot of Hearthstone. I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone. It is an enjoyable thing to watch, for me to play. We had a new season start. New expansion came out, so I spent a little money on cards. What was here? I didn't spend any money on cards. I spent money on the Tavern Pass, like the Tavern Brawl Tavern Pass, which just gives rewards as you go, including like boosts, so you can, get your levels higher and all that. I did that, and I don't regret doing that because it was like $20. Because I did have a lot of gold to get cards, but this way it's easier to get even more gold, to get even more cards, and I don't regret doing it. I don't necessarily think everyone should do it, but I got no regrets on doing the pass because I play Hearthstone every day, so I don't mind putting a little money into it on there. I don't buy packs. I just use gold, but I do get the tier there that gives some rewards. And sometimes they're cosmetic rewards, which I don't dislike. Sometimes there are rewards for like mercenaries and some other modes that I don't play, and that's where I'm like, I don't play those modes, so I don't really want that. But it's fine. But overall, I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone, and I just think it's fun and enjoy it. Watching a bunch of wrestling, watching some old wrestling. I'm preparing for the next time that I do Pat Watches Old Wrestling. I thought that might be Tuesday because I thought that might win my Patreon poll, but I have a poll on Patreon for my $3, $5, and $10 tiers of what I should do next Tuesday, because the second Tuesday stream of the month is Patreon's choice. Right now, the winning entry is me doing more CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K22, which is great because I really enjoy that. But that does require a lot of setup. So it's good to know that right now that's winning, because even if there's a rally for one of the other ones and it doesn't win the poll, I still have to do that work anyway. So that could be some stuff that I do tomorrow. And that would be good to get that done. I need I-12. Gotta find I-12. And I really do I caught on the VOD and really enjoyed it. Thanks for putting in work. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Dustin. Yeah, I really like doing that. That was very fun for me to do live commentary on, matches that I'll say this. I don't really closely follow those matches when I'm recording them early. I do a little bit so that I can kind of get a sense of what the vibe is, but I'm not paying attention to move names or something like that. I'm mostly just making sure it works, trying to record audio at a decent volume, and then also knowing who won so that I can make adjustments. I will have probably maybe at least one or two returning from the last time we did it, because some of those characters are very fun, but some of them will be one and done. So Anya Forrester might return because that is a fun-looking character, and I would like to see that small character face someone big. I had her face Dawn, who was pretty small. Alan B is a good design, so maybe Alan B will be back in there. Also, there are definitely less women, fun anime or video game women in creator. There just are less, which is a bummer, but makes sense. I'm not surprised by that, but it is that's kind of a bummer. So my hope is that they that I can find some good additions to it without having to buy any DLC, because some of the good looking characters that I would love to include require their costumes require you to have DLC, and instead of just not having part of their gear on, which makes sense, they wouldn't do that. You just can't download them without having that DLC, which is a bummer. But I do want to include some other. I want to include more video games, other video game characters. There's plenty of anime stuff in there, and also I gotta see if there's any kind of funny people that it would be nice to have on there, because I know that Kind of Funny had a league, and so people were making characters. I just don't know if they're still in the game because it's been a little while, so they might not be in the game anymore, which is I understand, but benefit me if they were. All right, so let's get this foot done here. We're gonna do the bigger section goes here, and then the smaller section goes into that. I believe that's right. Yeah, this looks right. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. Again, we'll find out later if I'm doing it wrong. And then this goes to that. And I so far all this is all interior stuff, so I don't have to do any panel lining, but I am going to panel line this part of the gray here. But yeah, as far as video games, that's kind of what I've been playing most is Hearthstone. Tuesday stream, which is up on the VOD here on Twitch, but also on my YouTube channel. We played. I played through the beginning parts again of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, which was my second playthrough. After playing through the game, you can restart with knowledge from the previous game stuff. It's not like it's only affecting in certain areas, but it allowed us to right a wrong from the first playthrough, which felt very important to me. That felt like something that I really wanted to do, was to like prevent a thing that happens in the first playthrough of the game that is unavoidable. But now that I have lived through some stuff, you can then change the future, which like felt like important to do. So we managed to do that, and I was very happy that we got that done. I don't think I'm gonna play through that game and get like another ending or like a better ending of it. I think I'm going to like. There's definitely a thing that I could do. There is a way to like prevent some stuff that I failed the first time. That if I really like, min-maxed, I could probably do the second time, but I'm not like super invested in like nailing that part of it. We're at the part now where we're trying to do we got all the components of one leg here, and we're just going to be putting that together, and then we'll try to get both legs done, because it'll be great if we finish the waist and the legs on today's stream, because then I think we would get close to being able to say that we're almost done with this kit. So yeah, it goes like this. It's gonna go like that. Wait. Did I pull the wrong piece out here? Sorry, friends. Hold on. That's F. Oh yeah, it's the wrong one. Okay. Haha. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like on my own play through that game again, because I enjoyed it when I did play it, but I'm not necessarily like chomping at the bit to like go back in and play more of it. So I can't say for sure that's going to happen, but you know, it's one of those things where like, I don't know, never say never. I could suddenly get the urge to spend some of my free time working on playing through finishing that game on my own. I don't think I'm ever going to stream it again. I think this was the last time that I will have streamed I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, because I don't know why I would do more of it, but it was nice to do that. And also, my Tuesday streams are often fairly chill, so I don't mind having a chill stream on occasion. We need look, I actually would prefer that my Thursday stream, like tonight's stream, be more wild and more like busy rather than my Tuesday streams. But you know, c'est la vie. Hopefully, people will be around on Saturday, so Saturday we'll talk about the Ring of Honor show that was going to happen in the afternoon, because I'll be watching that live. I'll dip out to eat dinner, but other than that, I'll be keeping up with that show, so we'll be able to talk about that and the results of that show. And you know, there'll be other things. We'll talk about some anime. I will most likely have a show that I'll either do a show that I haven't watched yet, or a show that I've been watching on my own and haven't been talking about throughout the season. But I'll have something else to talk about, because right now the only Friday, Saturday shows that I have to talk about are Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out and Spy Family. So I would like to have something else to talk about, like a third thing to talk about, which will, you know, I'll figure out when the time comes what that's going to be. I-13. Yeah, so we've done most of these leg components. Now it's just like putting the pieces together, and then once it's all together, we'll find spots that need a little panel lining. But most of this does not really need panel lining. Most of this is just like looking good. All right. And so that's going to go in here. We're going to find this piece. This is I-22, goes on this side. But yeah, there will be a little bit of panel lining that happens on this kit because it's gray. But you don't really need to do too much because, it's, you know, like I said, it's just putting the gray parts on here. Oh yeah, and then this, we want that up here, and that down there. All right. So that's going to go like this. And again, this is just very complicated because of the transformation, which feels weird because the transformation might not be fucking good looking. It might look terrible. We'll find that out on Saturday. I'll also figure out if I should have my $10 patrons vote on what I'm doing for the next stream or not. I don't know if we're getting there, but I don't know how much more is left to do with this kit. Like, I know there's still the backpack and the wings, and we still have to transform, but I can't remember if there's like a ton of weapons on this kit. I don't think this kit has like a ton of weapons, so we might not have to do any of that. We can actually look in a second here. But, oops, there we go. And then this is going to go, this part's going to go in here. Lock in place there. Oops, and that fell off in a weird way, which I don't like. Wait, how's that? This one's go. All right, I've definitely done something here that feels wrong because this does not line up properly. So something about this. Oh, there we go. I got it. Never mind. I was like, this doesn't look right. And then I looked at it and went, oh, no, it does. Okay, great. Okay, so one leg is done. Which we can then, we're going to get to the other leg here. Which we need I to do that. Let's get the leg done, and then I can panel line at the end of all of this. So, but yeah, I just have to figure out if I am going to, body. Okay, so we got to do the side skirts stuff here. Side skirts, the hook needs to get built, and the wings. And then there's some weapons, but there's not like, and the last stickers are going to go on the weapons. There's like a lance that's got to get built. And then there's transformation. So I would say that this will probably take all of next stream, but I should tomorrow put up a poll for my $10 patrons to decide what I'm doing after that, because that is, I think this will take all stream. So I won't announce what the next thing is that I'm building, but I should know and have it ready in case we do finish up early. But I do think that I might just like stay late on Saturday to finish what this is, because there's not a lot left to do, but there is like, there's definitely a stream's worth of stuff to do. So maybe we'll just like say like Saturday we're finishing the fight and just kind of go off that. But we can at least get most of the body completed tonight by finishing these legs up. So we're going to do that. But yeah, that's about it over here as far as like what I'm up to. I mean, I'll be going to play in more Hearthstone. I'm going to be getting some more downloadable characters in WWE 2K22 because I want to stream that. So I got to get that ready. This does not want to slide on, and I don't know why. Why are you being weird, part? Is this on right? This is a fun thing where I'm like, hey, this should be working and isn't, and I don't know why. That's a fun thing where I just don't know why. It worked fine on the other part of the leg. And then this is just supposed to slide like, there we go. That did it. I don't know why this was being weird before, but it was. That's always fun when you're just like, hey, I don't know why you didn't work. But I know you didn't. It's very weird. I might panel line the legs off stream, depending. Because we've had a very light attendance tonight. So I don't want to keep too late. I do want to finish the leg, so that is definitely what we're doing. We're finishing this leg, and then then Saturday we'll build the side skirts and the weapon, it's part of the backpack, and then we'll the other regular weapons, and then which are also part of the flight mode, and then we'll transform this thing. And that'll be probably all of Saturday's stream. We'll talk about some wrestling stuff on Saturday. We'll talk some anime. Again, I have to figure out what the other show is that I want to watch to cover. It'll probably just be me talking about a show that I've been, keeping up on. Giving my first three episode review or full season review of it. And I'll just slowly start going through all of those shows that I've been watching to give you my feedback. Be good. Because again, the last Tuesday of the month will be me talking about all of the shows that I have been watching, and then previewing the next season, which is, if I remember correctly, is high on. Gonna have a lot of isekai stuff next season, but at least a couple romantic comedies that seem pretty good coming out next season, so that'll be good too. This season was pretty light on romance because we have Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out season 2, which I've really enjoyed. That has been a really fun season 2. It took a turn. This last episode took an odd turn, but for overall, it has been enjoyable. So that has been fun. But we got I don't know, something weird's going on with that. And then also there was I think I said this earlier. I forget the name of it, but there was a harem show that took a fucking turn and tried to it basically to not get super deep into it to what's going on with it, but there's a show out there that basically decided that it was just going to be full of the most annoying tropes possible with a harem show of nothing put together dweeb, and then all the girls that really like him. It decided it was going to be the most of that, and then also justify why it exists in a very bizarre manner that basically undercuts the whole show. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's going to pay off in any way, shape, or form, but it's kind of interesting that it did that. So I am curious about if it can live up to the weirdness that is presenting. Why is this leg piece not working? That's fun. And by fun, I mean not at all. I want to finish this leg, and for some reason I can't. Pop this in there. That doesn't work. Look at this. Why is this one? Oh, because this fits all the way on there. Why doesn't this? Okay, there we go. I got it. Took me a second, but I got it. And then this goes. Oop. There we go. All right, so we got our legs done. Can now connect that. And we can now connect that. And those are together. Let's see, so. Cool. All right, so Saturday stream, we will assemble the side skirts. We will assemble the hook that goes on the parts of the wings here that also have hooks. So we'll assemble that. Then we've got some weapons to build here. We got hook guns and stuff, which is fun. And some beam sabers that we got to put in some places. And then we will figure out how to put this all together in a way that allows us to transform it into a flight mode, which I bet does not look great, but whatever. And then I'll have to get a stand out. I'm going to use the stand that I have back here for master grades. And I'll have to get the stand out so that we can see how that looks how it looks on there. So I do have this, which should work under here. Yeah, that'll work there. Okay. And then, then we'll see how the flight mode works and look at all that. But that's going to be Saturday's stream because we are wrapping up tonight's stream. We got a lot of progress done on this kit. that we are almost completely done with it, and we're finishing this up on Saturday. I'm going to panel line the legs on my own time here because I just have not done that here. Because I'm going to wrap things up. This has been a very chill Thursday stream. I often end with a raid. I am not going to end tonight's stream with a raid because there's just not a lot of people hanging out, and that would just involve answering questions that I'm not prepared to answer if people ask if we go on a raid. But thank you everybody who's watching. Everybody watched it live. Thank you to everybody who watched later on the VOD. If you watched it on YouTube or you watched it here on Twitch, thank you very much. I hope to see you on a future stream. I'm gonna go to this shot here. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I hope to see you on a future stream. Thank you very much for being here, Dustin. Thank you for renewing your subscription with Prime. Yeah, that is going to do it for our broadcast. I will see you on Saturday. Thank you all for being here. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.